It's a great day at Swiss Watch Expo. I'm Tim, and today we're going to talk about one of Rolex's oldest models still in production today, the Rolex Air King. So in 1945, Rolex paid tribute to the British Royal Air Force by honoring those wartime pilots that served in World War II. They did this with the Rolex Air King. Now, the Rolex Air King at the beginning was actually a manual wind movement, so the only way to produce energy for the timepiece was rotating the crown counterclockwise. In 1953, they changed the movement style and they went to an automatic movement. When they did this, they actually changed the dial itself too. So not only do you have the ability to rotate the crown to produce the energy, but you also have the oscillating weight on the inside that produce the energy for the timepiece also. To do this, you also change the name on the dial to an Oyster perpetual. Oyster meaning that the case is water resistant, perpetual meaning automatic. In 1957, they decided to change it again, in which they made the timepiece a little bit larger. When they made it a little bit larger, they held a new movement called the 5500 movement. Now this movement was the most accurate to date for them and had the most resilience. It also allowed them to put the name Precision on the dial. So now you had the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Air King Precision. They did many variations of the 5500 movement up until 1989, and that's where these two timepieces come into play. In 1989 through 2007, they changed the movement, made the timepieces a little bit larger, going with 34 millimeter. Also, the movements became a little bit more resilient by going with a 3000 movement and a 3130. Now, looking at the two timepieces, we have the 14010 here with the black dial. We have the 14000 with the blue dial. The 14010 has the engine turn bezel, and that's the main difference between the two models. Now, when people heard engine turn, they thought, wow, this bezel is going to turn. It actually doesn't. What it is, it's a guilloche term, meaning that the decorations or the engraving is put into the metal, giving it that guilloche look. This dial for the 14010 is a black dial with raised hour markers. They are luminous, and that engine turn really showcases that black dial beautifully. Also, with the caliber 3000 movement, it became a little bit more accurate with 27 joules, making a 48-hour power reserve. Moving over to the 14000 that you see here, this particular watch was brought out a few years later in the early aughts. They changed the movement to a 3130, making it a 31 joule movement, making it more accurate and a longer longevity as far as not having to service a timepiece for a longer period of time. You can see the dial is actually a blue dial, and the applied luminous markers are put onto the dial itself along with the Arabic numerals. And what's nice about the Arabic numerals is that it's just a classic style for watches, very easy to see. So if you like either one of these timepieces and you want to put them into your collection, or you want to start a new collection, feel free to reach out to us at SwissWatchExpo.com.